Hey, I want to give you this tool to help you get access to the best business credit cards there are. Well, ones with the longest 0%. Most of the businesses have an issue of finding capital. That's why they can't start or they can't grow. Okay, and with 0%, it's like removing a toxin from your life that you don't have to worry about. And we could do that for up to 18 months. So let's see what we have here. First of all, I love credit. I've been learning about credit for 15 years. I've helped people remove collections, repossessions, boost their credit score so that, first of all, people don't get denied because we can't do anything if we're denied. So we want to avoid that at all costs. And the main thing that we just don't want to get approved, but we want to get approved for high credit limits, because if you use all of it, then you're going to seem more risky. So if you want 20,000, you want to get approved for 100,000 so that you use the 20 that you have in mind. But if something doesn't go as planned, or if you want to scale, you have that, do that for your future. And this is my credit score, and I'm not showing you to brag or to show you that I'm better than you. It's just to show you that I know how to get the score as high as possible. The highest possible that anybody can have it is 850, and there's no more brownie points after you get to 800. But it's amazing just to have your credit as high as possible, so you don't get any problems or resistance from the banks when you're applying and they're asking you so many questions. They just trust you more when you have such a high credit score. And I bet I can do that for you as well. So here's a plan for the presentation. First, how to make banks like you. Why build relationships with the banks? And which are the cards that offer 18 months to 12 months 0%. How to make banks like you? Make sure you don't have any of these. Collections, late payments, high credit card usage, high debt, and recent credit applications. Let's dive deep into this. Collections. They sync your score up to 100 points, and this is proof that you've been late for 3 to 4 months. You do not want to have this even if it's paid on your credit report anywhere. This is the highest red flag that you can have for the banks. And they stay on your credit report for 7 years if you don't do anything. We really want to get these removed. And some of the things that you can do is fight them with letters, so you can send them disputing them. You can settle the debt, negotiate it by less of the balance that you have, or you can pay it in full. There's different collections work differently. But the main point, the goal is to get it removed, deleted from your credit report. Late payments. Similar to collections, they cost you up to 100 points, just one. And they also stay on your credit report for up to 7 years if you don't do anything. And they can deny you just because you have one late payment. If a bank doesn't trust you for some reason, they have to give you a reason. They can't just say, no, we don't approve you. And they're gonna pick that late payment. I tell you because it happened to me with a 6-year-old late payment. What you can do is request a favor from the bank to remove the late payment, explaining them your situation and what you want to do and what you've done to not have that in the future. Or you can dispute them with dispute letters. Let's not have this happen on the first place. Do automatic payment. We get sick, somebody gets sick, we go outside the country, we're on vacation, we forget things. Please don't forget your payments. Put them on automatic payment, and so you can relax. High credit card usage. Also, it can sync your score up to 100 points if you have the credit cards up to the limit or even above that. And the good thing and bad thing about this is that it affects you until you pay it. If it's low debt, then it's okay. You can get a loan, or you could just pay it and not use it and get rid of it. But if you have 10,000, 15,000 and it's harder for you to pay it, then it's going to take longer. My suggestions with this is pay as much as you can, starting with the smallest credit card balance. Focus on one. After you pay that one off, move on to the next one. and so on and so on. The way you eat an elephant is one bite at a time. After you pay a credit card off, you can request a credit limit increase. You could do this every 3 months to 6 months, depending on the bank that you're banking with. Let's say maybe you have a lot of debt in loans, car loans, personal loans, that can sink your score up to 50 points and can make you seem more risky because you have a lot of debt already. And how are you going to be able to handle more debt? Because the debt affects your DTI, your debt to income ratio. That's how much of your paycheck goes into paying debts that are reported on your credit report. Not your bills like gas, light, electric, cell phone. That doesn't report on your credit report. So that's not included. Only the debts that are on your credit report. And like credit card, it affects you until you pay as well. It starts with the little ones because once you pay off the little ones, you have more money to pay on the next one, and so on and so on. So you have like a snowball effect where it starts little with $50, $70. It gets bigger and bigger as you go. The way you can pay this with this credit card or loans that you have, ideally with a 0% credit card, because you eliminate the interest and you're paying less, and you can pay that credit card or loan faster. If you don't have great credit yet, you could use a line of credit or a personal loan. If you think you can't get approved, call me and I'll show you how you can approve. There's always a way. Recent credit applications. The main reason you don't want to have more than 3 recent credit inquiries is because you get denied. You're showing that you need credit for X or Y reason. There's an emergency, there's a loss of income. Banks don't want a loan to people who need credit, who are showing that they need credit. The points don't really matter. It's 5 to 10 points for the inquiries that you get within 30 days, but they do stay on the credit report for 2 years. So you do want to get them removed if you're applying for personal products or business products, because they're all going to be based on your personal credit score. If you're applying for a business credit card, they're going to check your personal credit score and then the business. The business is not as important because you're guaranteeing that debt. You're the guarantor. So if you have great credit, this person is managing a business, he knows how to manage his finances, his credit, and they pass those benefits on to the business. And you can get much higher limits with the business credit. Usually for personal, it's 5 to 10,000 to start off. For business, it's 15, 20,000. If you have high limits already, I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but I'll tell you the next things. And you can dispute them as well to get them removed, to increase the chances of getting them off your credit. Business relationships. If you're asking for a loan for a person and you don't know them, are you going to loan them money? Are you going to give them your hard-earned cash, your energy pretty much to that person? Probably not. But if you do know them, you give them money and you're more likely to give them more money. Okay, and this is the point that we're trying to make here. Is that some banks will not lend you. Even if you have a high credit score, you must have a relationship with them. And how do you do this? You start with a personal checking account or a savings account, and you show that money goes in and money goes out. Okay, because there's an internal score that gives you points based on your behavior. How many accounts you have, how many transactions you have per month. So you want to increase that as well with these banks, especially the ones that require a relationship. 0% for 18 months. Just to recap, the most important thing is to have no negative information before you apply, or as little as you can. I know sometimes it takes a really long time to remove something, but give it a try before you apply. And when you're applying, it's your income, the most important, and you can include money that you have on your checking account, your savings, retirement, or your partner's income if you use it to pay the bills as well. And your biggest expense, which is usually your rent. For these credit cards, make sure you set up automatic payments. And for some reason, the first payment must be manually. It won't go through automatically, even if you set it up after setting up the account, the online account. Okay, so make sure you do the first payment manually. So these two credit cards are backed by Elan Financial. If you go apply by pressing on this button, see that the two applications are very similar. The good thing is that you don't need a relationship with these banks. There's a bunch of them in every single state. They all check TransUnion for the most part, and you have 18 months for purchases and balance transfers. You can take this money from the credit card and put it into your checking account, so you can do anything that you want with those funds. 12 months. The credit bureau that's least checked is Equifax, so this one is very, very useful. This one doesn't have any bonus or cashback, but they give you 12% with no interest for 18 months. And there's the Wells Fargo. You must have a relationship with this one. With Citizens, you don't. Wells Fargo also has lines of credit, business loans, so you want to have that in mind for the long-term relationship with these institutions. You're going to receive this presentation in the email with the links. If you go to the page and click apply, it'll take you right there. But before that, make sure that you know what you're doing. Make sure that you're applying for the credit card that checks your best score, okay? And that you're maximizing that score before you do these things. If you do something like, let's say, pay a credit card down, it's gonna take up to 30 days to update. So make sure that you have that in mind, all right? These are kind of like your bullets, and you don't want to use them unnecessarily or incorrect to miss your target, get denied, or get approved for lower limits. I'm going to give you even more. So for Experian, these are where the biggest banks check your credit score. Biggest bank of the world is Chase, JP Morgan, followed by Bank of America, Wells Fargo, American Express, PNC, and BMO. All these banks have 0% credit cards, some for 12 months, others for 9, others for 6. Most of them have 12 months except for Bank of America. They only offer 9 months. Okay, but if you already have a relationship with them, you're to a good start. TransUnion. So remember, these are the ones that offer 18 months. You could go to Google and type banks backed by Elan Financial near me, and you get a bunch of them. There's, in the United States, there's up to around 200 credit unions and banks that use this. So that's the best 0% credit cards that you can get for business. There's no other higher ones. A US Bank is the owner of Elan Financial, so it's the same. You can get up to 5 of these cards. They won't give you more because they know that you have other credit cards with them. There's also Fairwinds Federal Credit Union. Credit unions start you off with a higher limit, but they do often require you to have a relationship with them. And if they don't, still build it, because they'll start you off your credit card with a higher limit at 0% because you won't get this 0% for 18 months again. With Elan, you do get 12 months per 0% again after you pay the debt down, or even before. If you've been with the credit union for 10 to 12 months, they'll start sending you checks for 0% again, and they keep doing that. So make sure you take care of this relationship, you pay these debts down, you don't have any late payments, because late payments would remove the 0% from the debt that you're going to be having here. So make sure, please have automatic payment. Just trying to save you headaches. And Equifax, we have Citizens, Truist, Blaze Credit Union, GM Card, Signal FCU, and KeyBank. These ones offer from 12 months to 9 months to other 6 months. Most of them offer 12 months. Okay. With Truist, you can get 2 business credit cards with 1 inquiry. With KeyBank, you can get a line of credit with no collateral, no documents, no income, no tax documents whatsoever. That's true as well for Citizens and Truist. Those are really good institutions to start off. But depending on your credit, we build you a personalized game plan so you know which plays you can make when, and we do this strategically. First, we want to do Experian if that's your best one, or if it's in your case you have TransUnion for some reason it's your best one. So we want to start there. Make sure that these banks, the Elan banks, are not seeing your inquiries that you have from Chase and so on. Oh, one thing, Chase is one of those banks that are checking two credit bureaus. They're checking Experian and TransUnion for the business credit card. Okay, so what we can do is lock one of these, whichever we want them to check, so that they can only see one and you don't get technically two inquiries for one product. That's not what we want. Why work with me? I leave no stone unturned. I'm going to use all the strategies that I know so that you get your credit score as high as possible, and we improve your chances of getting the highest limits for your business so that you don't have that interest for at least 12 months. I even add you as an authorized user on one of my credit cards so that it shows all the on-time payments, it has a high limit, and I don't use it. I technically put a $0 to $100 just to show some movement there. And we only charge a 6.7 successful fee. If we get you funding, we charge you 6.7 of that funding. Most people charge 10%, so that's a lot higher. And for the same results, we do it all for you. We get all the information, increase your credit score, and then we apply on your behalf. So, because I know you have a business to run and you don't have that much time available to invest into other things. Completely for free. If you made it this far, I'm going to give you 3 strategies that are going to help you the most. This is just for scheduling a consultation with me and to see where you're at, and I will tell you which is your best credit bureau, what are the 3 things that you can do to increase your score the most, and which banks you should apply based on the relationships that you already have. Okay, so that you're not taking too long to get the 0%. And this way you get approved more often with higher limits, which is what we want here. Okay, you can contact me at this number. We'll get you started on your way for 0% business credit cards. I hope you have a great day, and this is of great value. Let me know if you want to know anything else. I'm not going to charge you for a consultation, like I said, and God bless. Thank you.